Hey guys, what's going on? It is Ash here coming at you today in Clash of Clans. Today we're going to be taking a look at Town Hall 11 ground attacks. I am working on an air attacks video for Town Hall 11 as well, but really wanted to show you guys more of what we're seeing, especially at Town Hall 11, because it's gotten a lot harder, a lot more difficult at Town Hall 11. Have you guys been having any success at Town Hall 11? And if so, is it using ground or air troops? A lot of our guys are using Penta La Lune, Go La Lune attacks. That's mostly what we're seeing for 3-star attacks, but even so, they're just not nearly as frequent as they used to be. We went from probably getting about, as a fair play clan, we probably got around average 5 to 7 3-stars per war before the update, and now we're pretty much in the 2 to 3 3-stars per war on Town Hall 11 bases each update as well. So definitely got more difficult, at least from our vantage point. Are you guys having any success? This is the only ground army that's actually working for our guys on a consistent basis. This, I guess, in back to mass bowler attacks. So they nerfed the miners really hard. Let's just be totally honest, guys. They called it a bug fix, but that was a pretty bad nerf to miners. So now witches are a little bit more viable, being that they do have those additional hit points, and unfortunately the miners have kind of taken the old place as the witch, and they're kind of semi non-existent. I do see them on a couple other YouTube channels that mainly just highlights modded attacks, so at least in fair play community, I have not seen too many boner attacks anymore. And if you've maybe tried one, you've probably realized that the hard way. I had a total fail, not a 1-star, not a 2-star, just an outright fail. My first war attack right after the update hit, and it was using a boner strategy, and basically the miners absolutely melted as soon as they got to the core of the base, or at least around the core of the base. But anyway, let's go ahead and pay a little bit closer attention to this next raid. You can see the army composition is really bowlers and witches, and the rest of your army composition mainly has one use, and that's to get those bowlers and the witches to the core of the base. So I'm actually going to show you a couple variations in today's video. The first one you can see here starts out with a queen walk with the Grand Warden, obviously going into a little bit of a defensively dense area with that Archer Queen also protecting the perimeter there. So what this attacker is going to do is use bowlers in the clan castle from around 6 o'clock to establish the other side of this funnel. Once both of the flanks have been totally taken out, he's going to go ahead and deploy the bowlers, the remaining bowlers, and the witches right in the center. They're going to funnel beautifully to the core of the base, and that's pretty much the strategy in a nutshell here. So here's the bowlers, and I said 2 different compositions. Both of them are going to be using around 8 to 10 witches, and the rest are either going to be just bowlers or healers in bowlers, depending on what you need in terms of funneling, right? So obviously against the previous replay, if you want to go back and watch it again, all Silver Mine needed was just a few bowlers right out the gate to clear away just a couple distracting units along the perimeter, outside the perimeter of the base. So if you can get away with not having to use the whole queen walk and being able to establish a really easy funnel because of a poor base design, by all means you can drop the healers and just create 2 sides of the funnel, funnel your troops into the core, and it should be relatively safe for 2 stars, if not an outside chance for 3 stars. So this is kind of a spammy strategy. A guy like me can really appreciate these because they do take a little bit of strategy to think up and where you're going to enter the base, how you're going to nail the funnel, what spells you're going to use. Are you going to use wall breakers? Are you going to 2-jump your kill squad right to the core of the base? Are you going to bring maybe a few hogs on the back end? We're starting to see some of that too. So it does require a little bit of strategy planning, but it's not one of those raids kind of like the a real hybrid Go La Lune where you have to sit down and really plan out over the course of an hour or even more. Me personally, I like to spend about 20 minutes planning out a raid, and of course some of my results can certainly testify to that fact, but I'm just trying to be honest with you guys. I'm not really the type of raider, unless it's a close close war or an arranged war where I'm going to sit down for any more than a half an hour, maybe 45 minutes if I want to discuss something with a clanmate, but that's pretty much it for me. So this strategy is really good. You can start out with, you can see actually Dan here is going to start out with a bowler walk. That's another option too. The beautiful thing about the bowler walk as opposed to the queen walk is obviously you can establish the funnel outside the perimeter and inside the perimeter, because that second boulder does, as you can see here, perfectly clear away that kind of that lane there that could otherwise distract your troops to go towards the south. Instead, they all clump up towards the north here. A beautiful funnel, albeit only a one-sided funnel. You can see his king actually kind of goes around there. Honestly, I'm not sure if that's what Dan had intended. Maybe if he had used one baby dragon there to help out with the other side of that funnel, the king would have went to the center of the base, and maybe that would have been the difference in this replay. It's actually going to end, well, I don't want to spoil it for you guys, so I won't tell you how it's going to end, but it's going to be really, really close. Just a matter of time, unfortunately. So guys, I want to talk to you a little bit about the episodes that I do have planned in the near future for Clash of Clans. I am working still on a Town Hall 9 Go La Lune, or basically all air attack special, where I want to revisit the popular air strategies at Town Hall 9 and kind of expound upon them. Maybe I'll do a guide episode. Maybe it will be kind of a free-flowing episode. I'm not 100% sure. Also, I am working on a Town Hall 11, actually an expert collaboration with Dan, who we just saw attacking using ground troops. I want to kind of talk to him about how he's become such an adept attacker using air troops. So he's definitely the guy you're going to want to listen to, not me, when talking about La Lune and Go La Lune. And you guys know that I've never been afraid to bring people who are way more intelligent or skilled on a specific strategy to you guys, because I do want to continue to provide the best Clash of Clans content as possible. So you can see here, this is actually a Town Hall 10.5 that Silvermine is attacking, and the reason I wanted to bring this one to you guys is because I do truly believe that if you're not very comfortable with air attacks, this is definitely the best dip strategy to use as a Town Hall 11, so this hopefully will kind of prove that point to you guys. You can see Silvermine basically just methodically brings his troop through the base using those rage spells as they get to the core, and of course using the jump spell so they can access the entire base here. Of course, there is one Inferno Tower that could present a problem, but the Archer Queen is in plenty of range of that Inferno Tower, and once the Inferno Tower is down, then Silvermine pretty much has smooth sailing from here. Lastly, guys, I need your feedback. I want to do a lot of giveaways, and I want to do it just not on Twitter, not exclusively on Twitter like I do right now. Right now, for those of you who don't follow me on Twitter, it's at @clash_with_ash. You guys already know that I try to do 2 to 4 giveaways every single week, and I want to try to find a way to bring that to YouTube to actually benefit my subscribers, not just my social media followers. But to be honest with you guys, I'm not a social media savant. I'm not incredibly skilled in the areas of giveaways and YouTube, and for someone who does this for so many hours a day, you'd think I'd have a good idea, but I actually don't. So I want to hear your ideas in the comments. I'll read them all. I want you guys to give me some feedback on how I can do good giveaways for you subscribers that hopefully makes you guys interact. But to be honest with you, I don't have a ton of time. I have the money that I want to reinvest to you guys and give back to you guys for your views, but I don't have the time to manage anything too crazy. So just trying to be upfront with you guys. I want to hear your ideas. Have you watched any other YouTuber who you think does a really good job? If that's the case, go ahead and let me know who they are so I can maybe watch their videos and get some ideas to bring to you guys. So guys, thank you so much. Stay tuned for those other videos I talked about in Clash of Clans, and as always, have an absolutely fantastic day. I appreciate you watching, and as always, take care, guys.